Welcome back, housemates, to Planescape Torment on the River Lethe. We have created this character. Let's accept and get started. This is me right here, or us. That's Floating Skull.
Chief, you okay? You playing corpse or you putting the blinds on the dusties? I thought you were a deader for sure.
Who are you? Me? The skull seems indignant. How about you start, Scabby? Who are you? I asked you first, Skull. Yeah, and I asked you second. What's your name? You first, Skull. Man, you're tighter than a wet rope. All right. I'll be the nice guy here. Me? I'm Morte. Morte Rictusgrin. Now, what name is unfortunate enough to have you as its owner? I don't know. I can't seem to remember anything. You don't remember? Must have been some night you had. Better hope you didn't hurt anybody. The name's Morte. Hail, well met, and all that wash. He pauses for a moment. Say, I have to ask, are you one of those sensates into self-mutilation, or did somebody give you those scars? Sensates? Don't know what sensates are? Huh, you are in for a treat. This group of bashers are all about experiencing all the pleasures the planes have to offer, right? Including, well, forget it for now. What about those scars? Scars? It's like some basher decided to paint you with a knife. You're scarred all over, even on your back, except... He pauses. Say, you got a whole tattoo gallery on your back here, Berk. Spills out something. What does it say? Looks like directions. Morte clears his throat. Let's see, it starts with, I know you feel like you've been drinking a few kegs of Styx wash, but you need to center yourself. Among your possessions is a journal that will shed some light on the dark of the matter. Farad can fill you in on the rest of the chant, if he's not in the deadbook already. Don't lose the journal or we'll be up to Styx again. Whatever you do, don't tell anyone who you are or what happens to you, or they'll put you on a quick pilgrimage to the crematorium. Do what I tell you. Read the journal and then find Farad. God, no wonder my back hurts. Do you know someone named Farad? Nobody I know. Then again, I don't know many people. Still, some Berk's gotta know where to find this guy. Once we get out of here, that is. Did I have a journal with me when I was lying here? No, you were stripped to the skins when you arrived here. Besides, looks like you got enough of a journal written on your body. How do I get out of here? Well, now that is a good question. Sand's running through the glass for you, Chief. The dustmen find you, they'll attempt to correct your resurrection problem by tossing you in the crematorium. If you keep playing dead, you go to the crematorium anyway. A Modron's choice, eh? What do you do? Dustmen? The Dusties? They watch the place here. You can't miss them. They had an obsession with black and rigor mortis of the face. They call themselves the Dustmen and pretend they're a faction, but they're just an addled bunch of ghoulish death worshippers. Steer clear of them. So, how do I get out of here? Well, oops, I already said that one. Why don't you tell me? Sounds like you have an answer already. From where I'm sitting, it's obvious you need to get out of here. Me? I can afford to wait. The only danger I'm in is dying of boredom. We could lend each other a hand. You don't have any hands. What could you do to help me? It may not look it, but I can help you out of here, and you could help me out of here. I haven't got any hands, so I'm in a bit of a quandary. You're missing what's in your cranium, while I got plenty of experience and know-how to get you out of this dive. We cooperate, we both come out ahead. Deal, Berk? It's a deal. All right then. Come on now. Let's give this place the laugh. The doors out of here are locked, so we'll need the key. Chances are one of the walking corpses in this room has it. Walking corpses? Yeah, the mortuary keepers use dead bodies as cheap labor. The corpses are dumb as stones, but they're harmless, and won't attack, unless you attack first. So I should attack one of these corpses and loot it for the key? Well, before you do that, arm yourself first. I think there's a scalpel in one of those shelves around here. Note, search the shelves in the room for a weapon to attack the zombies with. Alright, I'll look for one. One last thing. Those corpses are slow as molasses, but getting punched by one of them can be like being kissed by a battering ram. If they start getting an edge on you, remember, you can run, and they can't. Use it to keep some distance if you need to recover. Note, to run, hold down the control key and left-click to the area you want to run to. Alright, thanks for the advice. Okay, so we can search around some shelves and stuff. A little question mark comes up, we can click on it. Looks like someone is in the middle of dissecting this corpse. This device looks like some sort of sewing machine. Arms with hooks, tubes, and metallic thread hang from it. Alright, here's a shelf. So I walk. Alright, here we go. Bandage, bandage, done.
Alright. Done.
Alright, shift click was run. Gotcha, gotcha.
Done.
I suppose I could emulate his voice. Done.
Alright.
Alright.
Done.
Done. Here's a scalpel. Alright, you found the scalpel. Now, get to those corpses. And don't worry. I'll stay back here and provide valuable tactical advice. Maybe you could help me, Morte. I will be helping you. Good advice is hard to come by. I meant in attacking the corpse. Me? I'm a romantic, not a soldier. I just get in the way. When I attack this corpse, you better be right there with me, or the next thing that I'll plunge this scalpel in will be you. All right. I'll help you. I'm glad we understand each other. Time to introduce these corpses to the second death, then. Let's go. So we can attack them by pressing the A key and then clicking on something. Inventory, scalpel, in my hand. A. Zombie worker. Attack. Alright. 65 XP. I'm gonna kill all these guys. Alright, nothing in that machine. Like the other corpses in this room, this one is covered in blood, completely gutted.
I'm gone.
Alright, I got Morte doing all the work here. Bandage. Oh, there's some loot for this guy over here. Bandage.
Done.
Yep. This is preparation room key. Oh wait, I didn't pick it up, did I? There we go. Nothing in there.
All right.
Alright, there's the prep room key. Is there anything else in here for us?
Done.
Nope, nope, nope. Psst. Some advice, Chief. I'd keep it quiet from here on. No need to put any more corpses in the deadbook than necessary. Especially the femmes. Plus, killing them might draw the caretakers here. Why do you care about the female corpses? What? Are you serious? Look, Chief, these dead chits are the last chance for a couple of hardy bashers like us. We need to be chivalrous. No hacking them up for keys, no lopping their limbs off, things like that. Last chance? What are you talking about? Chief, they're dead, we're dead. See where I'm going? Yeah? Yeah? You can't be serious. Chief, we already got in an opening line with these limping ladies. We've all died at least once. We'll have something to talk about. They'll appreciate men with our kind of death experience. Wait, didn't you say before that I'm not dead? Well, alright. You might not be dead, but I am. And from where I'm standing, I wouldn't mind sharing a coffin with some of these fine, sinewy cadavers I see here. Morty starts clacking his teeth, as if in anticipation. Of course, the caretakers would have to part with him first, and that's not likely. Who are these caretakers again? They call themselves the Dustmen. You can't miss them. Oh, we already talked about that. I'm confused. Why do these Dustmen care if I escape? Weren't you listening? I said the Dusties believe everybody's gotta die. Sooner better than later. You think the corpses you've seen here are happier in the deadbook than out of it? Let's see. The corpses I've seen here, where did they all come from? Death visits the plains every day, Chief. These shamblers are all that's left of the poor sods who sold their bodies to the caretakers after death. Alright. I'll try and remember that. Look, Chief, it's obvious you're still a little addled after your kiss with death, so I got 2 bits of advice for you. 1, if you got questions, ask me, alright? Speak to party members, select talk from the quick menu, then left click. Alright, if I have any questions, I'll ask you. 2nd, if you're half as forgetful as you seem to be, start writing stuff down. Whenever you come across something that might be important, jot it down so you don't forget. If I had the journal I was supposed to have with me, I'd do that. Start a new one then, Chief. No loss. There's plenty of parchment and ink around here to last you. Alright. It couldn't hurt. I'll make a new one then. Use it to keep track of your movements. If you ever start to get cloudy on important things like who you are, or more importantly, who I am, use it to refresh your memory. Click the journal button in the lower right corner to check out the journal. Alright. I got it. Let's go.
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal. Alright, so we can talk to the zombies. The shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. Her skin is paper thin, almost wispy. It's like someone draped a sheet of cobwebs across her frame. The number 594 has been scratched onto her forehead with a charcoal pencil. So, doing anything later? The corpse continues to stare at you. Farewell, then. Psst! You see the way she was looking at me? You see that? The way she was following the curve of my occipital bone? You mean that blank-eyed beyond the grave stare? What? Are you blind? She was scouting me out. It was shameless the way she wanted me. Wanted you to go away, maybe. She was obviously too distracted by me to pay attention to some stupid bobbing head with a big mouth. Yeah, you. Right. Trust me, chits beyond the grave don't care about all that physicality. And I've got a body and I'm all scarred and tough looking. They want guys with spirit. That's me, Chief. You? Corpses like you are common as copper. Whatever, Morty. Let's go.
Done.
Let's talk to the zombies. The left side of this woman's face looks as if it was caved in with a club, and her flesh sags in bruised, swollen clumps over her ruined skull. The number 626 has been stitched onto the corpse's right cheek, just below the eye. Nasty wound you've got there. The corpse continues to stare at you with its one good eye. Farewell, then.
I so want to lie in her coffin.
This corpse is lumbering along a triangular path. Once it reaches one of the corners of the triangle, it pauses, and then turns and staggers towards the next corner. It has 965 tattooed on the side of its skull. As you approach, it halts and stares at you. Heh, looks like someone forgot to tell this side to stop walking the rule of 3. What do you mean? These corpses don't have much left in the attic, so they can't do more than one task at a time. When they're told to do something, they'll keep doing it until someone tells them to stop. This poor sod probably finished some task and they forgot to tell him. You said something about the rule of 3. What did you mean by that?
Updated my journal.
Well, the rule of the three is one of those laws about the planes. About things tending to happen in three, or everything's composed of three parts, or there's always three choices, so on and so forth. You don't sound like you hold much faith in it. That's a load of wash, if you ask me. If you look for a number, any number, and try to attach some great meaning to it, you're going to find plenty of coincidences. I see. Before you said when put this corpse to a task, then forgot to tell them to stop. Who gives these corpses tasks to do? Either one of the caretakers here, or else whatever necromancer raised them out of the deadbook. Probably one of the caretakers here. They're the ones who need cheap labor, after all. Understood. I wanted to examine this zombie a bit more. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. So, why are you walking in a triangle? The corpse stares blankly at you. Leave the corpse in peace. Alright.
Done. All right.
Nothing there.
Done.
Receiving room logbook. Sounds helpful.
Done.
Fist irons.
Done.
Powers above. That's one hell of a book. What is it? If I were to guess, I'd say that's the book where they scratch the name of every poor sod that's unfortunate enough to get dumped off here. Could my name be in there? Well, I guess. To find out, you need to rattle your bone box with that floating Dusty over there. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Well, I need answers. I'm going to speak with him. But first, let's talk to some more zombies. This female corpse is making the rounds from slab to slab in the room. Her hair is knotted into a long braid and looped around her neck like a noose. Someone has stenciled the number 1096 onto her forehead, and her lips have been stitched closed. Nice braid? The corpse does not respond. You doubt it even knows you're there. Farewell, then.
Hello, my sweet cadaverous beauty.
Oh, Morte. You cad. The number 1201 has been inked on the forehead of this corpse, and the ink has run down its eyes, cheeks, and jaw. As you follow the ink tears down the corpse's face, you notice it has run into the stitching sealing the corpse's lips, and is caught on what looks like the corner of a note stuck in the corpse's mouth. Try and pull out the note. The note has mingled with the ichor in the zombie's mouth. If you tried to pull the paper through the cross stitches, it would tear the paper to shreds. Hacking up the corpse to get at it looks like it will destroy the note. You'll need to find a delicate way to remove the stitches before removing the note. I think some of these things require... Alright, so there's one thing that requires a dex check. There's a check somewhere in here where you need to have sufficient dex to be able to, like, break some dude's neck before he notices you. I don't think this is one of those checks, but this reminded me of it. Use the scalpel to cut through the stitches. 250 XP! You deftly slice through the stitches sealing the corpse's mouth, and the jaw sags open. You carefully pull the note from the corpse's mouth. Despite the condition of the paper, the writing on it still appears legible. Examine the corpse again. Alright. Sorry about the slicing the stitches. I just had to see it was in your mouth. The corpse's milky white eyes stare at you vacantly. So, to read notes, books, and scrolls, place them in your inventory, then right-click on them. So we have a few things. We have the receiving room logbook. It's a huge logbook, lists mortuary procedures in a tight, crabbed script. Let's see. Alright. Note. This is a foul-smelling note retrieved from the mouth of one of the mortuary zombies. It looks like it was sewn into the corpse's mouth by accident. Despite its condition, the writing is legible. Please, to whatever dustman reads this, I beg of you, I know of my legal obligation under the terms of the dead contract, but I am prepared to offer more than my signing fee if you will cremate my body rather than raising it. I have arranged for this note to be left with my body upon my death. If you are reading this, then please use this note as instructed and accept the result in exchange for my contracted duty. Let my contract number serve as the key. It looks like the corpse was too late to prevent the raising, but you notice that beneath the writing is a diagram. It looks like directions for folding the parchment into a strange pattern. Note, if you are ever capable of examining an object further or performing an action with the object in the outside world screen, a Use button will appear for the object on the Examine screen. This button allows you to manipulate the object through a dialog screen. If you wish to examine the item on this note further, hit the Use button. This foul-smelling note has a strange-looking diagram inscribed beneath the writing. It looks as if it's instructing you to fold the corners of the note so their points touch toward the center. There's a series of strange marks on each corner. 1 mark on the upper right, 2 marks on the lower left, 3 marks on the lower left, and no marks on the upper left. So that sounds like a sequence to me, 0, 1, 2, 3. So let's actually try first going 1, 2, 3, and then because there's nothing on the upper left, not doing it at all. So we'll go upper right. Lower right. Lower left. Upper left. Okay, we're going to start again. So we'll go 0, 1, 2, 3 this time. Upper left. Upper right. Lower right. Lower left. Okay, that didn't do anything. So this might be the sort of thing that you want to draw out. You'd start at 3. So go lower left, and then to 2, which is lower right, then to 1, which is upper right, upper left. No. Trying to remember how this works. Let's see here. It looks as if instructing you to fold the corners of the notes so that their points touch in the lower center. Let's just do 1. Okay. One mark in the upper right. Upper right. Fold upper right to the center. Let's see. Let's do upper right, lower left, upper left, lower right. 311. Right, well, don't seem to be getting this right. We'll leave it alone for now. We'll come back to that. Let's not go talk to that dude at the moment. Let's continue looting these tables.
I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone.
This huge corpse is standing silently in the corner of a room, facing the wall. He looks to have been a heavy-set man in his early years, and judging by the condition of the body, he died only recently. The freshly stitched number on his forehead reads 1664. This corpse looks like it's serving as a librarian, for it is carrying a huge stack of books in its arm. Examine the books. The books appear to be old mortuary ledgers, none of them of any particular interest. As you search through the text, however, you notice a loose page folded between two of the books. You are suddenly struck with the feeling that someone tucked it there to hide it. Take the page. The page doesn't look like it belongs to the ledgers. It looks like it belongs in a log book. The tear is clean, as if with a knife, so you suspect the page was removed on purpose. Read through it. You take a moment to read through the page. It's a list of dead bodies brought to the mortuary and logged into the receiving room. All the entries appear to be recent arrivals. Examine the zombie again. Nothing. Okay.
I'm gone.
Oops, no, shift click is run.
All right. Done. Done.
Nothing here. Bandage. Nothing here.
I'm gone.
Nothing there.
I'm gone.
Nope.
All right. All right. I'm gone.
This chalk-white body has been drained of blood and treated with an embalming fluid.
Done.
Let's talk to Aveen here. You see a slight young woman with pale features. The sunken flesh around her cheeks and neck makes her appear as if she is starving. She seems intent on dissecting the corpse in front of her, prodding the chest with a finger. Greetings. The woman does not respond. She seems too intent on the body in front of her. As you watch her work, you suddenly notice her hands. Her fingers are talons. They are darting in and out of the corpse's chest cavity like knives, removing organs. I said greetings. The woman makes no response. I think this dusty chit might be short of hearing, Chief. Let's lay off, shall we? What's wrong with her hands?
Updated my journal.
She's a tiefling, Chief. They got fiend blood in their veins, usually because some ancestor of theirs shared knickers with one demon or another. Makes some of them a bit addled in the head. Addled looking, too. Tap the woman to get her attention. The woman jumps and whips around to face you. Her eyes are a rotting yellow with small orange dots for pupils. As she sees you, her expression changes from surprise to irritation. She frowns at you. Greetings. She doesn't seem to have heard you. She leans forward, squinting, as if she can't quite make you out. Whatever is wrong with her eyes must make her terribly nearsighted. You. She clacks her taloned forefingers together, then makes a strange motion with her hands. Find thread and embalming juice. Bring here to Aveen. Go. Go, go. All right, fine. We're gonna leave.
Updated my journal.
We've been given a quest to find some shit.
Done.
Surprise. This screen is hard to navigate. Okay. No. No. Why don't you do... Lock view in character.
All right.
There we go. That's what I needed. Zombie worker. This shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. The number 821 is carved into his forehead, and his lips have been stitched closed. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from the body. So, anything interesting going on? As you address the zombie, it blinks in surprise. Eh? What? Why are you disguised as a corpse?
Updated my journal.
The zombie is trying to respond behind stitched lips. He has a peculiar, half-frightened, half-angry expression. Who you? What you want? Who? Oh, wait, we could lie. Okay, we're gonna lie. Why? I was looking for you. Looking for me? Why? He squints at you. You got message for me? Yes. I have a message for you. He lied lyingly. What message? Lie. I have your, new orders. He narrows his eyes, like he's trying to figure you out. What orders? Let's see. I'm here to relieve you. Give me all the information you've gathered, all your possessions, then leave.
Updated my journal.
I gained XP and 500 experience. The zombie looks disappointed, but he shrugs and begins to fish deeply into his stained tunic. Been quiet. Dusty's been quiet. Nothing since the last report. After a few moments, he hands you some items, then grunts. Here. Judging by the smell, they must have been hidden, so as to avoid turning up if he was searched. Me leave in a short while. Leave? How? The zombie nods. If you want out, go to the arc on the first floor. No first room. You need a finger bone in shape of a crook. He holds up his index finger and bends it into a crook. When you have a key, go to the arc. Drop to the secret crypt, and you can escape from there. Secret escape route. He nods eagerly. You can rest there. Crooked finger bone. Where am I going to find one of those?
Updated my journal.
He shrugs. Must have been some around here. Look in the storage room on the upper floor. Maybe there. Let's see what I can do here. Alright. I had some other questions. What you want to know? Let's see. Do you know someone named Farad? Farad? The zombie frowns briefly in thought. Me, here he lives in the hive somewhere. He shakes his head. Not nowhere. He frowns again. Dusty's very mad. Do not like Farad. Why don't the dustmen like Farad?
Updated my journal.
He's a collector. Brings debtors to mortuary, sells them to the dustmen. Brings lots of debtors. Dusty's not know where he's getting the debtors. Think he's putting berks in the deadbook. What? He's saying this Farad berk has been selling a lot of dead corpses to the dustmen. That's what the collectors do. They gather dead bodies and sell them to the dustmen. Sounds like this Farad's been selling so many debtors that Dusty thinks he's been putting hivers in the deadbook before their hour's up. You know, killing people. This Farad sounds like a saint. I may have some questions later. Don't go anywhere, even though I just told him to leave because I'm relieving him. Alright, so that was some XP. I'm not sure if that requires any particular attributes to get that right. If it's the high intelligence that we had that even let us lie in that way. I think that that's the way that this works.
I'm gone.
Lies are some of the things that you don't have show up in your conversation options unless you have sufficient intelligence. You just can't think of them, or your character can't think of them. Right, so we are on the lookout for thread and embalming fluid. Here's some embalming fluid. Looks delicious.
All right.
Some more embalming fluid. Now we need some thread.
All right. All right. Locked.
Locked. Attack it. Die.
Forced it.
Opened.
There.
All right.
I thought there was a way to do that. Ancient copper earring. Bandages.
I'm gone.
So if something is locked and you lack the skill to pick, you can try and use your strength to break it.
I'm gone. All right.
Open the door, damn it.
Locked.
Oh,
I'm gone. I'm gone.
I need
I'm gone.
thread.
All right.
Wait, did I look in here?
All right.
That's the thing I just
Done.
bashed. Durr. So we got this ancient copper earring. This copper earring looks ancient. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it to your ear. A series of strange grooves have been carved on the inside of the earring, however, which might merit a closer examination. Use. This copper earring looks extremely old. It looks like it was meant to be worn, but there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it. Let's examine the grooves. The grooves are evenly spaced along the inside of the earring. Upon closer examination, they remind you of small fangs. They are definitely man-made, but you can't figure out what they're intended for. Put the earring away. Alright, so we've been going on for a little while in this episode. So there is a tremendous amount of dialogue in this game, and that means that I will be reading a lot of it out, apparently in funny voices from time to time.
Done.
So it's going to be a little bit hard on my throat,
Alright.
which means that some of these episodes I'm not going to be able to go too long, so I'll need to take a drink and take a rest. So we're going to go ahead and end this episode for now. When we come back, we will be looking for
Done.
thread so we can give it and the embalming fluid to this creepy-eyed, talon-fingered lady up here. And then ultimately, we're going to try and get off this floor and get out of the mortuary. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button. If you would like to see more of the adventures of the Nameless One and his quest to remember something, then you should subscribe to this channel. Otherwise, well, maybe you can end up on one of these tables being vivisectioned by a nasty-eyed tiefling lady.